Hey, everybody out there in Atlanta, James Jordan, Best Networker Live, just coming to you today. We have the Salt and Pepper Show. I got my good friend and one of my colleagues, Brian Spector, here, one of the creators of the Billionaire Success Team, and I have the Just Get Money team. So we're essentially just combining tonight on this beautiful Sunday evening, wherever you are in the world, or, if you're watching this on the recording, right? We're literally just going to talk about abundance and how you can tap into what I want to call tonight tapping into the abundance zone. How to literally tap into abundance, tap into prosperity, and be in flow so that you can attract quality, like-minded people to you on a consistent basis. And I want to break down a couple of mindset shifts, a couple of paradigm shifts that you really do require in order to get to where you want to go in your business. You see, you are literally a couple decisions away and a couple of mindset hacks, a couple of mindset tweaks, right? That will literally allow you to start attracting an avalanche, an abundance of people into your business. And me and Brian just wanted to come together tonight. We wanted to host another training. I think this is the second live training that we've done this week. Brian will confirm that at some point. But we just want to give value. Just want to share with you what we're currently doing, what's working for us. Literally before I got on this hangout, I had a couple of text messages come through about, someone signing up for a particular product in my business, and not only signing up for that product, but, purchasing an upsell, right? And that's what I love about this industry. I love marketing. I love connecting with people. I love connecting with people on autopilot. I love setting up a hangout, not being really all that technical, yet still making money at the same time. I'll tell you right now, Brian is like a super nerd compared to me when it comes to internet marketing and stuff. I mean, the guy builds computers, right? I barely know how to operate a computer. Okay, I could Excel gives me a headache. Put it that way, right? Like I have to watch a training video on how to use Excel to do stuff and put stuff together and whatnot. Uh, to set it up. So you don't have to be some expert or anything to make money. You don't have to be an expert to start attracting quality people to you. And with that being said, Brian, I just want to bring you out, brother. Love you and appreciate you, man.
Oh my! I thought my mic was muted. Hey, what's up? Yeah.
Get used to
So,
laughing, brother.
oh yeah, I saw that video that you did earlier, and I was like, I actually have it written on my whiteboard because I want people to know that, um, like, yeah, you're right. Like, you really don't have to be technical. And I think part of this business, part of this industry, really, in getting better results is being attractive, right? Because nobody wants to be technical, right? And even somebody with me and my skill set and my background, like I don't like being technical, and I choose not to go that route, and I still make money, right? It was actually kind of funny because earlier yesterday I got on a hangout. I got on a coaching call with one of my members, and I couldn't get my camera to work, and I just couldn't figure it out. But yeah, I just wanna repeat a couple of things that I was saying on a team call earlier for anybody who's watching this. Maybe you missed it. Um, there was one thing that I really learned a couple of weeks ago that allowed me to have a breakthrough that really kind of it really helped me have a shift in my mindset. And I was watching a video from Mike Tyson. I don't know if you saw this video, James, but it was a video of Mike Tyson, and he said that every time he steps into the ring, he would just get more confident. He would get more confident, and like you know, every time he had a new opponent in the ring with him, of course, he would have to study them, and maybe he would be a little afraid because he didn't know how powerful that person was. But the second that he saw that his opponent would kind of slip up a little, maybe their eyes would move a little to the left or the right, or maybe there was like a little fear in their eyes or something like that. All of a sudden, he would get that confidence and he would latch onto it. And when he latched onto that confidence, just all of a sudden, boom, 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 and he wins the match, right? And I thought about that, and I was like, how can I apply that into my business? A lot of times, especially in network marketing, I've realized that the person who comes out on top is the one who's more confident. Whether the buyer is confident or whether the seller is confident, right? whether the buyer is going to give you sell you their excuse and be confident about that, or whether you're going to be confident with your products, knowing that if you don't sell them, what's going to happen? They're going to walk away 10 times worse, because you literally are holding like the keys to something that can help them change their life. And one thing that I've had to really become confident about just recently is knowing that, you know, I actually have something powerful that can help change people's lives. And a lot of times, really like 90% of this business is mindset, right? And being confident and knowing that, you know, asking for the sale, asking people to pull out their credit card and buy it is not going to hurt them. It's actually going to hurt them if you don't ask them that, right? So I was watching this video, Mike Tyson just saying that every time he got in the ring, he would get more confident, more confident, more confident. And I just started translating it into my business, and all of a sudden, boom, 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 I'm winning the match. I'm getting leads in. I'm getting sales every day. And it's crazy what can happen when you can just step into that power with that knowing that you're going to make it, right? And that really boils down to confidence. So I'm going to pass it over to you, but I just wanted to really stress that, because that's like a breakthrough that I've had this past week, and really just being able to tap into that. You can tell it has nothing to do with being technical. I mean, if you want to make your mind a technical thing, that's fine, do that. But it really boils down to knowing who you are enough to where you're comfortable with stepping into that power and doing some things that maybe you were uncomfortable with before. You know, like getting on this hangout, right? The first time I got on a hangout, I was scared. I still get scared sometimes when I get on these hangouts, because I know that there's people watching and I don't want to mess up. But you know what? I do it anyways, and then results follow, because I'm doing something that 90% of the population won't do. So yeah, I'm gonna pass it over back to you.
All right, bro. Yeah, I know you want to pass it back over to me, and I'm glad that you did, because you know this is so important, guys. And what I really want you to download into your mind is that this isn't difficult. What's actually difficult is what you're currently doing, which is struggling. It's so much harder to struggle than it is to succeed, right? Like I used to have this poverty mindset that there wasn't enough leads out there, and that I couldn't find enough people to join my business. I couldn't find enough people to get in contact with every single day, right? Facebook was doing this to me, or YouTube wasn't allowing me to get ranked, and it was all these other reasons besides what was going on with me. I wasn't taking full responsibility for where I was at in my business. So if you're currently in a place of struggle, if you're currently in a place where you're confused, you're a little bit overwhelmed, right? It's not the system, it's not the business opportunity, it's not your mentor, right? So stop trying to find something else out there to blame, and take full 100% responsibility for your business and for your life. And what you're going to find is that you're going to be able to look in the mirror. Like I just had a conversation with one of my team members earlier that shall remain nameless, right? Because I don't blast people's business out there. But I was talking to her about where she was currently at in her business, right? You know, she kind of fell off the wagon for a little bit, and you know, I had tried to reach out to her a couple times. Now I know there's some leaders out there that don't reach out to people, but you know, I love my team members. I love everyone, to be quite honest with you, and I want to do my best to serve others and help people grow their business and grow their lives. If there's anything that I could personally help them with in their life anyway, right? So I just reached out to her, you know, not really looking to gain anything out of the conversation, but just most importantly to connect, to see where she was at in her business, to see how I could help her grow her business to a place that she currently did not have it at. And it was a little bit of an uncomfortable conversation, right? And the reason why is because until you have someone who truly cares about you, to literally ask you some piercing questions about what you're doing in your business on a daily basis. How many people are you getting your business opportunity in front of? What are you doing every single day to market your business? And what happened was, what it really came down to is that she wasn't taking enough action, and she was kind of discouraged, right? She was focusing on the people who weren't active in her business versus focusing on bringing in new people every single day, right? Some of you may have a small team, you may have a team of 5 people. or 10 people, and you're excited because you have those 10 people. You want to see those 10 people duplicate, right? Well, that's not how it always goes. And what you want to get focused on is you want to get focused on your own internal production, right? Because I can tell you from personal experience, when you try to sow so much into a small group of people, right, when they haven't demonstrated that they deserve that amount of time that you're looking to spend with them, it totally blows up your business in the wrong direction, right? That is why you have to stay focused on your own internal production. That is why you have to stay focused on the fact that there are billions of people in this world, and as far as our niche goes, there are tens of millions of people who are hungry for an opportunity, who are actively spending money in this business, in this industry, that are seeking more help, seeking more guidance, seeking more information, right? Never mind the people who are walking down the street who you could just, ask a question if they're open to a business opportunity. Now, I particularly don't do that. I focus on the internet because why? Because there are an abundance, right? I'm going to say that again. There's an abundance. I'm going to say it again. There's an abundance of people that you can connect with every single day over the internet, right? Like I probably sent out, close to 100 different messages to targeted prospects today on Facebook alone. Never mind my YouTube marketing. Never mind some paid stuff that I'm working into my business right now, right? Why? Because I'm tapping into the abundance of resources, right, that the universe provides me through the internet, right? The World Wide Web. There's a reason why it's called the World Wide Web, right? Use it, right? Don't abuse it, but use it, right? Use it like you use a microwave, right? Just tap into it, press a couple buttons, have it pop on, and then boom, you have prospects just flooding into your pipeline. Like I no longer feel in my business that there's no leads in my business because I know I can tap into Facebook every single day. As I'm shooting this recording, right? Whether you're watching this recorded or you're watching this live, I have a tool in my business that is literally pulling data for hundreds, if not thousands of prospects, right, where I can personally message them, right, and connect with them via Facebook, or I can create a customized targeted ad towards these people. So I'm literally creating an ad where there's no competition, right, where they're seeing my ad over and over and over and over and over and over and over again until they click on it, right? There's a couple different things I'm going to be implementing into my business, but the thing is, when you start tapping into the abundance, right, there's literally a limitless amount of things that you can do in your business, right? Like, honestly, if I didn't, stop myself right then and there, I probably would have been talking about different strategies for the next, half an hour because I was just going into that zone. But I don't want this to just be focused on technical stuff, because what you will find is that it's not the technical stuff that really allows you to have that breakthrough, to have that shift. Yes, there are certain things that you can use in your business from a technical marketing perspective that you need, right? And there's plenty of training and resources on that me and Brian can get you in front of. But what you must know and understand is that your mindset, the way that you feel as you're doing these things, the way that you feel as you're getting yourself amped up for your business, for operating your business, is what's going to be most important, right? Like, I've been sick all day. Yesterday, I was even worse than I was today, right? But I ran a couple times, and I even ran before this hangout. I ran about 3 or 4 blocks to the store, and yet I was coughing and I was wheezing, right? I was releasing energy from my body. I was releasing stress from my body, where I was literally having tears come down my eyes because I was releasing so much, bound up energy that was in my body, right? And I knew I was having a breakthrough because I've gotten back into running, and it's, to me, running is a way to literally kill yourself, right? To kill your ego, right? Because there's a certain level that you're at right now that you can get to another level, and then there's a level above that, and there's a level above that, right, that you're always striving for once you get tapped into the abundance mindset, once you get tapped into what I call the abundance zone, right? Because even though I ran today and I sprinted, as soon as I left the house, I sprinted until my body said slow down, right? And that's when that's when the tears started coming down my eyes, and I was like, yes, I'm releasing some of this tension from my body. I'm having a breakthrough, right? I'm getting more oxygen in my body, right? I'm more present. I'm more aware. I can keep going and going and going and going and going and going and going, right? And as I went to the store, and I came back out, right? And I thought I was going to walk all the way home. Nope, I started running. And what was funny was I was listening to Pandora, And the first song that came on as I'm leaving the house, right, is called Hi Hater, right? Basically, it's this song where it talks about how you have a whole bunch of haters and how you just got to keep going and keep running and just keep focusing on what you want to do, right? And then as I'm coming back, there's this song called I'm So Paid just playing in my headphones, right? And I'm like, wow, I was like, this is Secret Diagnosty. Like, I was like, these particular songs are coming on for a reason, right? And then as I'm tired, right, as my lungs are like just basically caving in, and I'm still running and I'm still sprinting, and I'm close to my house. Eminem's Lose Yourself comes on, and I'm just like, you know what? All of this music came on for a certain reason at a certain time, so I can really share this story with you. Because when you get in tune with yourself, when you get in prosperity, when you get into flow, and when you tap into the abundance zone, everything is synergistic. Everything starts to come together, right? And then people start reaching out to you today. Well, at least for me personally, like I started reaching out to people today, and people were open to what it is that I was presenting to them. Not everyone, okay, not everyone, but the vast majority of the people that I connected with today were open to my training, open to my coaching, open to what I was presenting in front of them, right? And that's what it's really about, because you need to know that there is an abundance of prospects, an abundance of leads, an abundance of traffic, right? An abundance of people who will pull out their credit card and buy from you once you make the decision that you're gonna do whatever it takes to get in front of those people as much as you possibly can. And I would say from a leverage perspective, right? Because you can sit here and be on the computer all day if you want to, right? I'm not one of those people. I got kids, they like to take up a lot of my time. And to be honest with you, that's not how I envision my life. I envision my life literally not being in front of the computer at all, pretty much, except for maybe 1 to 2 hours per day, which is exactly why I'm setting up my business to where I have ultimate leverage in my business on a daily basis, and literally things are just like this, just coming together, and it is so powerfully wonderful. And doing hangouts like this is very powerful because it's a form of leverage, right? If you're scared to get in front of the camera, just do it anyway. Like, I put up this video from like 3 years ago where I interviewed one of my millionaire mentors, Cedric Harris. I was wearing a suit back then, okay, like a full entire suit with a tie. I was so nervous, right, as I was interviewing him. Like, it was clear as day on the video, and I sit there and I look back, and it literally made me look back into who I was at that point in time, and it made me realize how much I've grown over the course of the past 3, 4, 5 years, however long it's been. And that's what it's about. It's about that continuous growth, right? So for those of you that feel like you're not where you need to be, for those of you that feel like you don't know how to get out of where you're currently at, well, just dive into more personal development. Get around like-minded people. Get a coach. Get a mentor. Hire someone to help you in your business, right? I put out a post about this earlier today where I literally said, the moment that you start saying to yourself that you don't need coaching, that you don't need training, that you don't need help, it's a bad place to be in, right? Because what you're literally saying is that you're an expert, right? Even though you're probably broke, right? I've been there. Like, I connected with a couple people today, and what I heard from them was, oh, I don't need coaching, right? I need to hire someone to do this for me. Well, it's kind of hard to hire someone when you're on $100 a month marketing budget, right? I mean, you're just not going to find an outsourcer to do some paid advertising for you for $100 if that's your marketing budget, right? Because you're going to end up spending more money, right, having them do the work for you than going out, bunkering down, and learning it yourself and then putting in some sweat equity, right? You got to pay your $10 at the door. I'm sure you've heard that before, and if you haven't, and this is the first time that you've heard it, pay attention to it. Because whoever stays in this game long enough and eventually gets their success. And what I mean by eventually is you have enough breakthroughs within your personal mindset and your personal actions to where you have a consistent breakthrough, where you're consistently producing in your business. You are going to pay your $10 at the door. You got to know that. You got to understand that this is a game for gladiators. This is not a game for someone who wants to get in, hope everything works out, hope a little fairy comes over and sprinkles some fairy dust on you, and out of nowhere, commissions start flooding in, right? You gotta put in the work, you gotta invest into yourself, and you gotta get around like-minded people, get out to events, get a mentor, get a coach, connect with someone who's like-minded, who wants to help you and help you grow and connect and build and grow into the person that you're supposed to be by stepping into your own personal power. And that's really what it's about, right? You want to know how to tap into the abundance. It's knowing and understanding first and foremost, right, that you already are in abundance. It's just that you have to open up your eyes to it. You have to open up your perception to the reality that there are plenty of people who are open, ready, and willing to pull out their credit card and buy from you, right? I proved that to myself today. I proved it to myself over and over and over again by connecting with people, right? By literally showing people, listen, I don't do home meetings, right? I don't talk to my friends and family, right? And I'm talking to you right now because you pulled out your credit card and bought, because you showed me that you were somewhat serious, right? So that's why we're connecting. Now, how would it be? Imagine having that in your business, that the only people that you're talking to are people that have said, I am ready and willing to invest into myself. I'm going to show you that I'm serious by purchasing some products, purchasing some information, buying your personal time because I want results. I want to take massive action. I want to know what you know, right? Well, how do you get there? You grow, you develop yourself, you invest into yourself. I was having this conversation with this lady who literally got started in this training that I marketed to my list the other day. Had never really connected with this lady before. She read a couple of my emails. One particular email just caused her to pull out her credit card and buy, right? And I was just like, well, what made you make the decision, right? And she said she was looking to have a breakthrough in her business, right? But she was kind of backtracking a little bit, and she was feeling overwhelmed with the information. And I was just like, well, it's new information, but it's a new way to learn how to go out and grow your business, right? So don't feel overwhelmed because it's new information. Fight through the fear and do it anyway, because imagine having people connect with you after they made the decision to buy. Imagine having the ability to connect with people who have said, I want help, right? And not just raising their hand and saying, oh, I want some free information. No, they're saying I'm willing to pay for it. That's how you know you have someone who's really serious, who's in the game, who's ready to go, who wants the information that you have to share with them, right? Because that is what's going to allow you to have a breakthrough. And with that being said, Brian, I want to bring you back out. I want you to elaborate on a couple different things, that I've been sharing over the course of these past couple minutes, because I think it's really important. I think it's really important for people to hear our different perspectives, because what's powerful, right, is literally just listening to successful people share their stories. It's one of the most successful things that I do personally in my business. You want to know how I took that lady from being overwhelmed, ready to back out of a commitment that she made to herself, right? Because a lot of people seem to think that when people buy from you that they're buying from you. They're buying from you, but they're really making a commitment to themselves. And as long as you focus on them, they'll stay in the game long enough to have a breakthrough and have a shift. And because I had that conversation with her today, she decided, you know what, I'm going to stay in this long enough to learn exactly what I need to know so that I can make an informed decision about my personal future, and that's what it's really about. So, with that being said, brother, I want to bring you back out.
Yeah, it's actually kind of funny because I had this guy earlier today. It's actually pretty amazing how far I've come over the past 2 years of being in this industry. Like, a lot of people think that, James and I and other people, like, we're like these expert guru people that, like, know everything, but we don't. Like, I've only been in this industry for, like, not even 3 years, right? Like, 2 years in this company, about 3 years in the industry. And it's like, it's just kind of funny seeing how far you can come when you make a commitment and you really, like, go full force and go all in with your heart. And it's just funny because, like, earlier today, this guy called me, and I'm not going to mention his name, but he was like, hey, is this Brian? I'm like, yeah, who's this? Oh, this is so-and-so. okay, hello. I was like, okay, I don't know who this person is. And then he just started like telling me like all of the things that was going on in his life, and he just like started blabbering on and on and on as if like I was in his head and I understood him. And then I was like, wait a second, who are you again? Like where? Wait, like how did you get my number? How can I help you? And then he's like, oh, you're Brian, right? Yeah. Oh, well, it's because I've been watching all your videos and I've been reading all your blog posts and all your emails, and yeah, I wanted to get on the phone with you just to get started. Oh, really? Okay, cool. So then that's when this is the moment where most people get a little afraid, and I was afraid for a really long time because I would see the sale, I would see the opportunity, and I wouldn't want to take it. But at this moment, I was like, okay, so it sounds like you're ready to get started. Yeah, I'm ready. Okay, well, pull out your credit card and buy right now. And then it was just very easy. It was a smooth transaction, and for a moment, I was like in shock because I was imagining when I first got in the industry, and I would get rejection after rejection after rejection. And maybe if you're watching this video, you've been in the industry for a really long time, or maybe you just started, and you keep running into rejections, and you want to figure out how to overcome them. Maybe what I'm going to say right now is going to help you have your breakthrough, right? Basically, it was what I was saying before. Just having that confidence, knowing that what you're giving them is actually going to help them out. Um, I went in for the sale. I closed it. Cool. He seemed like a cool guy. I'm actually really glad to have him on my team. But it was just kind of amazing seeing how perfect it came together because basically because I followed the instructions laid out for us um, from mentors from way before, like following the instructions of people who were getting the results that I wanted instead of like trying to figure it out for myself and trying to reinvent the wheel. So I just think it's pretty amazing, like actually being able to take some of the things that James and I are talking about and like crystallize them and actually make them into reality, because it's really not it's really not that complicated. A lot of people make it complicated only because I don't know, I guess humans are complicated creatures sometimes, but like really it's like earlier today I was just like kind of in shock just because I was realizing like how easy it had gotten from when I first started. So sometimes when you just stick around until you have that breakthrough, it'll start to become smoother. And like I know when I first got in this industry, I was struggle for a really long time. I was trying to do everything in my power just to make one sale or just to like get a couple leads every day, and then all of a sudden like now it almost feels, I wouldn't say it's effortless, but I'm at the point now where I can get up in the morning, send a couple emails, do a couple things to get some leads. Probably take me like 2 or 3 hours max. And then, I'll check my email. I'll have a notification that I made a sale. And I'm still in shock because I'm like, wait a second. Dude, this is too good to be true. Something's up. And then it's like I had been addicted to struggling for so long. It's like I had been addicted to the pain of not having what I wanted for so long that when something finally comes around that is what I've been asking for, sometimes it's like we push the answer away when it's there the whole time. And it's actually kind of funny because I'm reminiscing on some of the things that I pushed away, in my life, not just business, right, but people. Sometimes it's like the answer is right there, and you want to have a breakthrough to find it, but you really don't need a breakthrough sometimes. Sometimes you just need to open your eyes and see what's there. So the biggest takeaway for me, basically with what James was saying, is just realizing that this is not, it's not rocket science. Like like it's actually the more I make money, the more I'm happy and the easier it is, and it's like I just keep telling people, my results. I keep showing them my commissions, or I show them like, hey, check this out. James and I are having a webinar, and we're gonna be talking about this and this, and I don't even feel like I'm working right now. You know what I mean? And it starts to become more flawless, and the process starts to become smoother. So yeah, I'm gonna hand it back over to you.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. And Ryan, what you were really breaking down is, the self-image, right? Because what happens is when something outside of our self-image happens, we want to kind of creep back into our cocoon, right? And that's why you really gotta, break through every single day. Read every single day, dive into personal development every single day. The last hangout that we did earlier this week, I was talking about, this particular video called The Winner's Image by Bob Proctor, right? And he breaks down the subconscious mind and why you're currently in a position that you are in. And it really got embedded in my head that you're never going to outperform your self-image. I've also read about this in Psycho-Cybernetics, which is a great book. I recommend that you literally, after this hangout, go buy it on eBay. Go buy it from wherever. Just get it. No excuses. Because it's really going to change your mindset. You're going to have a mental shift literally immediately as you start to read that book and get through it as fast as possible. But it's really, when it comes to the self-image, if you view yourself as a garbage man, right? If that's how you view yourself, you're probably going to end up getting a job as a garbage man, and you're going to be a garbage man until you decide to change your self-image, right? Like I used to have this mentality that I was a struggling marketer, and the freaking reality that I was a struggling marketer came to me, right? Like it was a struggle to sponsor people. It was a struggle to get leads. It was a struggle to even figure out what to do that day in my business, right? And then when I would magically somehow, like out of thin air, sponsor a person, then sponsor a person the next day, then sponsor 2 people the day after that, right? I would like have a headache, because I'd be like, oh, how am I going to do this again? Because that old self-image would start to creep back into my mind to bring me back to where I was at, and then I would go back into a place of failure, right? And now, on a daily basis, like I got up this morning, right, and I was dropping my kids off to see their mom, and we were going for a walk, right? We were going for a walk, and I just started laughing. I was like, ha 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 ha, right? And then my 1-year-old Josiah, he was like, ha 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 ha, right? Like he was just open to it right away. But my soon-to-be 4-year-old next week, well, actually on Wednesday in 3 days, Malachi, he was like, oh, I'm not laughing. It's not funny, right? And he just had like kind of a negative viewpoint towards it, right? And eventually, I'm holding his hand and we're walking and stuff, and I keep laughing. I'm just like, ha 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 ha, right? And then my little one Josiah is just like, ha ha ha. And then eventually, out of nowhere, Malachi is like, ha 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 ha. And then you got me and 2 little boys walking, and we're all just like, ha 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 ha. And then you're literally just seeing this, like people that are driving, they're stopping, they're looking, they're like, what's going on? Because that sort of energy is contagious. And not only that, it went from us just laughing to, me and my kids screaming, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm wealthy, I'm wealthy, I'm wealthy, I'm smart, I'm smart, I'm smart, I'm intelligent, I'm intelligent, I'm intelligent. And then, because they were so open to it, I literally had my soon-to-be 4-year-old Malachi. Well, he's 4. 3 days from now. Jesus, he's 4, right? So, I was like, Malachi, I was like, let's sing the 2-A-Days Easy song, and he's like, 2-A-Days Easy, 2-A-Days Easy, 2-A-Days Easy, right? And it's all about tapping into that energy, because when you understand what's attractive and what causes people to take action and what causes people to really, gather around you, it's positive energy, right? Like I literally shot a video a couple hours ago, probably about like 2-3 hours ago, where I had my credit card out, right? And I was just laughing. I was laughing for a good 30-45 seconds. Right? Because you gotta love the process. You gotta love investing into yourself. Like, and I was loud and obnoxious with it, and I was like, yes, as I was laughing, because that's how I feel when I invest into myself. I don't feel like it's a burden. I don't feel like I just wasted money. I feel like I just opened up a new doorway, a new gateway to go out and get rich, to go out and get wealthy. That's how I think when I invest into something, when I purchase a product or I purchase a training or I hire someone as a coach or a mentor, right? I know I'm getting value out of that situation. And I know by me spending that money and investing into that person, that product or service, I'm going to get way more value out of it. And it happens just about every time that I invest into something. Yes, there are some crappy products out there, but I have learned what's good and what's not good out there, right? So, I'm an avid buyer in the marketplace, and I love buying. And one of the processes of learning how to be a good salesperson, right, or a salesman or a marketer, right, however you want to define yourself, right? I sell stuff and I market stuff, right? Marketing is selling using leverage and automation. If you want my personal opinion on it, you're still selling. It's just a more leveraged way of selling, right? But one of the easiest ways to get good at marketing and get good at selling is to buy things from people who are good marketers and good sellers, right? And also, looking at sales videos, looking at emails that entice you to click the link or entice you to buy something, right? Looking at sales letters, right? Doing all these different things primes you not only to be in a buying state, but once you get more conscious and aware of it, it teaches you what you need to do to go out and create more sales and more customers and more upsells in your business. And that's super important. So love to buy things. Love to be excited about investing into yourself. Love to be excited about making an uncomfortable decision by pulling out your credit card and buying and investing into yourself and getting mentorship and getting training and getting information that currently was not available to you until you made the decision to buy, right? Because a lot of people, they get scared, but they'll go to the grocery store and go spend $300 without thinking twice about it, right? And when I shot that video earlier today, there had to be one stickler, right? There had to be one person who was negative. And, people liking my video, people saying ha ha ha, laughing and stuff like that. And then what happened, and I think it was a test of my mindset and skill set, to be quite honest with you, this one lady, she just was like, straight negative about me laughing, and she was like, "Oh, you think you're this, you think you're that, blah blah blah." Like, I don't even really remember. It was just negative. And then I just asked her the question. I was like, "Do you have a problem with money?" Right? Because she was like mad because I was laughing. She was like, "Oh, that fake laugh. That's actually the laugh that I do." Right? When I invest into myself, when I buy something, when I've had a breakthrough, I just sit there and I'm like, "Ha ha ha ha, yes!" Like, that's exactly what I do every single time. So the fact that from her perspective I was being fake, I was being phony, was hilarious, because I was like, yo, I've been laughing all day. I was laughing with my kids at 10 o'clock in the morning going for a walk, right? So who are you to judge me? And then she started to bring God into the conversation, and it was like, listen, okay, let me tell you something right now, right? God would not be saying what you're saying to me, right? You know what God tells me to do? God tells me to go out and get rich so I can share my story about where I was at and where I'm at and how that person can get there, right? God tells me to go get rich so I can build a legacy not only for my kids, but for their kids and their kids and their kids and their kids. So all these people that have this concept that money is bad and money is evil and rich people are evil. That's not the case. Money makes you more of who you are. So as I become more wealthy, right, as I become more rich, who I'm gonna be? I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna be this very same person. I may mature a little bit. I mean, I'm only 26, right? But I'm still gonna be that same person at heart. I still consider myself a kid. And why is that? Because kids dream. Right? I love having conversations with kids. Now, when I talk to older people, right, they have more wisdom. But when I talk to people that are kind of like in between, right, like, the 30 to 55 range, a lot of them have this mindset that's just been shot down, right, by conditioning in corporate America and stuff like that. And that's why people like myself are in the position that we're in, so that we can help you and train you and inspire you to have mental shifts and mental breakthroughs, because once you tap into the abundance that surrounds you, you will literally go out and create a lifestyle that was only an imagination, only a pipe dream until you made that decision. And brother, I want to bring it back over to you.
Yeah. What you were saying about money, about how it's not evil and stuff. It's actually kind of funny because I just finished writing an email like during like while you were talking. I was just writing an email right now, and I was basically saying the same thing. So it was actually kind of funny how you mentioned that as I was writing it. But basically, what I was saying in the email was, there was a time where my resources were just dried up, like completely dried up to the point where I had like $0 in my bank account. I actually had no, it wasn't $0. It was like $25, but still, it's pretty much the same thing. Um, my resources were really dry. I pretty much didn't have anything in my bank account, and I knew that I wanted to, like, I knew where I wanted to go. I just didn't know how I was going to get there. And I kind of took a leap of faith, not knowing where I was going to go. And maybe that's the same leap of faith that you got to take right now if you're watching this video. If you've been watching us talk for all this time, maybe you've been seeing a bunch of James' videos or my videos, and you just like need that little push. Just take that leap of faith, because basically what happened with me is um, I decided to go to Indianapolis just to go visit over there because I was having problems here at home in Texas. And so I went there without any money in my pocket. I didn't know how I was going to get back. I didn't have any jobs lined up or anything like that. And it was crazy because when I went over there, my one of my mentors that I had met like 6 months previous to going over there, he's somehow, some way, he ended up being in the same location that I was staying at, like not even 10 minutes away. And I ended up living with him for a couple of months, and it's crazy because sometimes, like, I can get into a whole law of attraction and stuff like that in here, but I'm not gonna go that deep. But sometimes when you decide to just stop struggling, when you actually decide to mend a perfect relationship with money and realize that it's not money that's the problem, it's you. That's when doors will start to open up. It's actually kind of funny because it's like a lot of people like to there's a lot of people who they like to blame money as the what's the word, as the enemy, right? And it's kind of funny because if you think about it, what is money? It's just paper. How can you blame paper for some of your problems? It's the person behind the paper that creates the problems. It's the same thing it's the same thing with like weapons or institutions or stuff like that. It's not the tools, it's not the systems, it's the people who run it. So when you can decide to actually be okay with who you are and start to mend together all the broken pieces, that's when everything will start to shift, and it'll actually seem magical because opportunities will start popping up in your life, people will start popping up in your life, events will start taking place that it just seems too much of a coincidence that it's happening. And it's not a coincidence that you're here watching us right now because maybe we're saying some of the things that you've been thinking of for a really long time, hitting on those points like nerves like that, right? Um, but basically, um, dang, I got off on a tangent. I'm trying to remember what the point was that I was gonna make. Um, okay, yeah, money. So, thing is, money is just a tool, right? And if you can learn how to use it properly instead of using it in bad ways, right? Then that's when everything will start to open up and make more sense. So, in my case, right, I was in Indianapolis. I didn't know how I was going to get back, right? And I had this really bad view of money because I thought that it corrupted people. I thought that, I thought that once you get power and you get money, all of a sudden you just become greedy and stuff like that. But then I realized that, hey, well, if you don't have money, then you're going to be greedy because what happens? You're only going to care about yourself. You're going to be selfish because you don't have enough resources to help out other people or to actually give them a hand in whatever it is that they're looking for assistance in. So my mindset just started to shift, and I decided to actually be okay with the idea of allowing money to come to me, which is funny because I was actually holding myself back. If you think about it, it's like somebody holding a knife up to themselves, stabbing themselves, and they're like, help, help, help. It's like, dude, drop the knife, stop stabbing yourself. I feel like sometimes we sabotage ourselves um, as far as money is concerned because we want the answer. Sometimes the answer is right there, but it costs something, and then we're like, nah, we don't want it, right? And so that's what happened with me. And the second that I decided to kind of flip that mentality off and just be okay with, spending money and receiving money, that's when everything changed. And somehow I got a flight back home, stayed there for a couple months, ended up living in Denver, and then I just started traveling and stuff. So basically, the whole point that I'm trying to make is what James was saying. Like, money is very it's very controversial sometimes, but it all points back to you because you're the person behind the money. And if you can make a decision to just step into your power and to become the person who you want to become and who you know that you need to become in order to get the results that you want, then everything will start to change from the inside and the outside.
Absolutely, bro. And on what you just said, me personally, I just want to clarify something. Money is only controversial to people who don't have it. Okay, right? The moment that you have it, it's no longer controversial because you know and understand how the laws of money work. I mean, the laws of money are very simple. If you want to know the technical laws of money, you can look up numismatic law. Okay, numismatic law. Right? That way you can get the clear definitions of the laws of money and how it works and things of this nature. Because here's a reality situation. There's someone who just started a business. As you're watching this live training, there's someone who just pulled out their credit card and bought something and invested into themselves because they're hungry and they're motivated and they're serious and they have a strong why. Whether or not they want to provide for their kids or they want to be able to live the type of lifestyle that they want for themselves. They want to be able to travel. They want to be able to drive their dream home with the huge 6-car garage. And everything of that nature. They just want to be able to donate and help people. There's numerous reasons why people take action, right? And the real question is, are you going to, sit on the sidelines, right, watching superstars like us, because that's what we are, because we simply take action. You want to know the difference between a superstar and a sideline person. It's simply the amount of action and determination that they have in their business, right? Because all I simply do every single day is I grow, right? I read. There's certain books that, I've had a mindset that I'm not going to read this book. But, what's funny is as soon as I sit down and read it, I have a mental shift. I have a mental breakthrough. And I just grow to another level as far as my mindset goes, and it changes me. I transform. And that's what we're looking to do today. We're looking to transfer hope over to you. We're looking to transform you in a way where you can just wake up and just say, now is the time, no pun intended, guys. But, I really want to see you grow. I really want to see you shift. I really want to see you go out and tap into the abundance that surrounds you. But until you make the decision that you're willing to do whatever it takes, until you're willing to make the decision that you're willing to do whatever it takes, it won't happen for you. Like literally a couple days ago, I had this lady reach out to me who happens to be in the same primary business that I currently operate and build on a daily basis, right? And she just so happened to move to my town, right, in Stratford, Connecticut, and she's looking to do some offline events. And I was kind of against offline events 90 days ago, but I've changed the way that I thought about it because of the way that I'm going to be personally bringing people to these events, right? I'm going to be using the internet to bring people to an event live, and then I basically get to talk to them live in person, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 people at one time, right, doing a live presentation, just sharing my value. All I honestly need is a marker and a whiteboard, and I'm signing up at least 50% of the people in the room, right? This is the type of mindset shift that happens. But why is that? Well, because I sat there and I said to myself, what am I capable of? What can I personally do? How can I help my team grow? Right? How can I develop myself so that I can grow my business faster and easier right? And to be quite honest with you, I want to build a local home-based hub of people, right? I want to see people grow locally, and that's honestly that's the reason why I'm really doing it. But I was one of those people that was against it, right? But why did I change my mindset on it? Well, because I realize as I'm building stuff on the internet through leverage, right? I don't mind, connecting with people live and in person because it's just going to duplicate faster, right? It's going to help me go out and attain my goals faster. It's going to allow me to grow as a person, to grow as a marketer, right? To grow as a leader so that I can share these experiences with my team members and inspire them to go out and grow, to have shifts, to break through, right? Because hosting your own local live event is no different than going to a live event for your company. The only difference is you're the person speaking, you're the person closing, you're the person sharing your stories and telling people to pull out their card and buy. And if you don't want to be in that position, that's okay. You can still be on the internet and do your thing, just like I've been doing. But I'm incorporating everything into my business because I want more leverage. I want to help more people. I want to connect with more people. I know for me to get to where I want to go in my business, it's going to require me growing at a level that I didn't think was possible up until this point. Hence the reason why I went for that run, even though I was sick today, before this hangout, because I wanted to break through. I wanted to have a mental shift. I wanted to have a physical shift, and I just wanted to test myself and push myself to show myself what is possible. So listen, my friend, everything that you want in your life is there for you to get. But you just have to be willing to make the decisions, the uncomfortable decisions of doing things that you didn't think you could do or that you wanted to do up until this point. Because once you make the decision that you're willing to do whatever it takes, that's when you start doing it. And then that's when people start coming out of the woodwork, right? People that you've been trying to reach, all of a sudden, they're available, right? When you send an email to your list, and all this time they weren't buying from you, they buy from you, and then you're like, wow, your creativity starts, blowing up, and you start saying to yourself, well, how did this happen, right? And it's because of the person that you have become. It's because you have said, I'm willing to do whatever it takes, and then you start to have this tenacity around your business, around your life, around your energy, and people can feel it. And when they feel you, that's when they make the decision to join you and work with you and then stay with you long enough so that they can have their personal breakthrough. And brother, just share what you want to share, or I can keep going. It's totally up to you, brother.
Oh, you can keep going. I was like hypnotized by what you were saying.
You're in a trance, right? You're in a trance. And you know what's funny, guys, is a lot of people seem to think that being able to put people in trances is a negative thing, right? Like I used to think that way, right? But here's the thing: if you're watching a music video, you're in a fucking trance, okay? If you're watching football, you're in a freaking trance, right? I'm only gonna let one F-bomb off today, right? if you're watching a sales video, you're in a trance. If you're on Facebook, God knows you're in a trance, right? Because you're sitting there watching your newsfeed all day, not doing something to really go out and achieve what you want, right? If you're eating a bag of potato chips, knowing you're out of shape, knowing that you need to go outside and go for a walk, you're in a freaking trance, okay? We're all in trances all throughout the day, right? All throughout the day. We put ourselves in different trances, and what you got to know and understand is that you can control what trance you're in. You're actually doing it all the time, and it's totally up to you. No one can ever make you do something that you don't want to do. So when a lot of people have this negative connotation with people who know how to sell, with people who know how to market, with people who know how to keep the attention focused on them and their words and their tonality, a lot of people seem to have this negative concept around it, when the reality is no one can get you to do something that you already don't want to do, that you already want to do on a subconscious level. I think I might have just worded that a little bit incorrectly, but if you, on a subconscious level, if you don't want to do something, you're not going to do it, right? And if you feel compelled to do something, right, even though your conscious mind is telling you not to do it, but there's a part of you that's saying, I need to do this, I want to do this, I need to do this, I want to do this. That's because you really want to do it, right? So if there's any reason that your mind, in your conscious mind, is telling you not to join, right? Not to pull out your credit card and buy, right? Ignore that, okay? Because what's going on in here, what's going on in your heart, right? If your heart is telling you to get started with us and plug into what we're doing right now with our movement, then do it, right? Because if you don't do it, you're gonna sit there and you're gonna regret it, and then you're gonna keep seeing, us do hangouts, and you're gonna come back to the hangouts, and you're gonna hear us say the same thing over again, right? And you're gonna be like, oh, well, they say the same thing over again. There's a reason why we say the same thing over again, because it works, right? If you listen to any successful person in this entire world, they will tell you, right? Repetition is one of the most powerful things you can do to learn something, right? If you want to know why, I tell people, hey, dive into personal development. Get out to live events, right? Do something constructive every single day in your business. Market your business every single day. Get in contact with new prospects every single day. It's because it freaking works, right? And you're not going to hear me change up from that, right? I'm going to either tell you to do video marketing. I'm going to tell you to blog. If you have a marketing budget, I'm going to tell you to get into some paid ads and crank those babies up as you start to make more money, right? Why? Because when you do these things, and when you do these things consistently, that's the key word, consistently, you transform, you change, you make more money, you generate more leads, you get more traffic, right? Which turns into more money, right? And your real reason why you're doing these things is not because of the money, right? But the money represents something. The money represents an opportunity for you to do things that you couldn't do before, right? Like you may want to go on vacation. You may want to get that dream car. You may want to, buy a lovely wedding ring for the love of your life, right? I don't really know what it is that you want to do. Only you do until you're ready to share it with the world, right? And once you share it with the world and you start speaking things into existence, what happens is things will happen to bring it into reality. Like on the hangout that we did earlier this week, I shared the story about my vision of making $15,000 per day, right? And you know what? I am going to get there. That's it, period. I'm not going to allow anything to stop me. I don't care what you think about me going out and making $15,000 per day, because that is what I'm going to do. That is what I am embedding in my subconscious mind. That is what I am embedding in my reticular activating system. And you know what? Every single day I am building my business to get closer and closer and closer and closer and closer to my goal of making $15,000 per day in my business. And I already have models to follow because I know people personally that do it, right? And a lot of people seem to have this connotation that they can't do something because in their mind they just don't think it's possible. And it's like, it is possible. You just have to realize that right here is the difference, right? How you think about yourself is the difference. Like, I honestly think I'm a $15,000 per day income earner right now. I walk around like it. I talk like it. I present like it, right? I do live trainings like it. I write emails like it. And that's why I'm going to attract it to my reality. And that is the place that you have to get in. You have to literally turn crazy. Right? And what I mean by crazy is that you're crazy enough to believe in yourself. You're crazy enough to tell people your dreams and share them and not give a damn what they think about it. Because the moment that you do that is when you have a shift. The moment that you say, I'm going to go out and I'm going to have $15,000 days, and if you feel that it's not possible for you, that's okay. I still love you and appreciate you, but that's what I'm going to do. Right? And it doesn't have to be $15,000 per day. It could be $1,000, it could be $500, whatever it is. Just believe in yourself. Believe that you can do it, and you will achieve it. What the mind of man can conceive and believe, you will achieve. Right? And I've been hearing that since I was, I think, like 20 years old. Right? And you gotta believe that because it's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. And brother, I want to bring it back over to you, my friend. You still in that trance?
Wait, you're not 20?
No. Even though I look 20, I just turned 26, bro.
No, I'm just joking. Yeah. Yeah. Dan, there was something that you said earlier that I latched onto, and then I was gonna say something about it, and now I forgot what it was because I was so in a trance. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say like a trance. I was gonna add on to this, but I didn't want to interrupt you and stuff. Basically, like a trance. You're in a trance when you're driving on the road, And I think this is actually where advertisers take advantage of this. Is like, you know, you're on the road, you're looking at lines, and it's just the same lines repeating over and over and over again, and then it's just like your mind just kind of drifts off somewhere, and then what happens? Advertisers, they know how to sell. Let's be honest, they know how to sell. They know how to market to you and get you to want to buy things because you listen to their advertisements on the radio, and then they're implanting suggestions into your head, maybe suggestions that you didn't even have, right? At least James and I we're allowing you to have a conscious decision to be able to make that on your own. But what the advertisers do is they'll start saying these messages over and over and over and over and over and over again, right? Repetition, saying the same thing as you're just off in this trance while you're driving, and then all of a sudden you go out and you buy something. And so the whole point why I wanted to bring that up is because, like what James was saying before, sometimes we have like these negative connotations on the way that things are, when in reality it's kind of like the way things are is the negative connotation. You know what I mean? Like the way that the world is designed right now and the way it's constructed is kind of like you kind of need to plug into a system like with what we have, where you're actually surrounded by people who are positive first of all and who support each other to the point where you can believe in yourself. Like when I first got in this industry, I didn't have confidence at all. Like my girlfriend just broke up with me before I got into the industry. She left me for another guy, and I was just like, damn, what's wrong with me? And my self-image was really, it was just really off. Then on top of that, like, I just like, my family was always getting arguments with me and stuff. So at that time when I really didn't believe in myself. It wasn't until I got to my first event in Austin, Texas, when I went up to Dave Wood, who's actually the guy that created this, right? And I was asking him all these technical questions, like, what do I need to do to succeed? What do I need to do to make $10,000? How am I going to start making 2-3 sales a day? And he just stopped everything that I was saying. He looked me in the eyes. He's like, Brian, I believe in you. You can do this. That's the first time that, first of all, that anybody told me that I believe in you, but that's second of all, like, that's the first time that I really saw the heart of what we're doing, that it's not just about, making money, that we actually care about you and your success. And when that happened, I ended up coming home and like crying my eyes out for a couple of days, because like it was just so unreal to me, because I was just being surrounded by people who literally, like, if I would make a sale, they would congratulate me on it. If I would speak my goal into existence, they would be supporting me, pushing me to make that happen. And that's not something that I was used to growing up. So it's just, we're surrounded by powerful people who can help you get into powerful places without having to do like what 90% of the population does, right? What happens if you're like in a normal company in corporate America, or like you're trying to get to the top out there in the world, right? What happens? It's like a lot of people, they have to like either fake it till they make it, they got to do some dirty work, or they got to do something to kind of draw attention to themselves so that they can start getting the things that they want. But here, right, you can be yourself, and you can actually feel good knowing that what you're giving people is actually helping them out, not only their mindset, right, but their soul. It's actually like, helping people get to a better place where, they come out of it a different person, changed and empowered. Like, and you can probably tell just by the way I'm talking right now, like I try not to be like cocky and arrogant with myself because I have so much confidence, but I'm at the point now where I'm like, I wake up, I look in the morning, I'm like, yeah, that's Brian. Yeah, that guy's gonna be, yeah. And it's just like I'm so confident with myself now because of some of the products that we have, and also just because of the people that are around us, to the point where honestly, like I'm just gonna be honest. Like the average person would see somebody with confidence like us and be like, something's up. Like why are they so happy?
What are you
Why
smoking?
yeah, why are they so motivated all the time? Why is it that they don't seem like they ever have any problems? Like actually, it's actually kind of funny because um, as I go out there walking in the streets and stuff like that, like it doesn't matter what city I'm in. Like if I'm walking in the streets of Denver, Colorado, walking in the streets of New York City, walking in the streets of St. Petersburg, Florida, it doesn't matter. Negativity is everywhere, and it's like when I see people just down and depressed about stupid crap that shouldn't matter, right? Like you know, oh, I gotta pay my bills. Oh, I gotta go to work tomorrow. It's like I'm just so glad that like you know we have a solution to that because I can't imagine like living with problems like that my entire life. That's just like I don't know. I don't know how I would be able to deal with it. But yeah, I'm gonna pass it back to you.
Yeah, guys, and that's really important. Just realizing the opportunity that you have in front of you is vital. It's important. What you really have to do is just realize that this is your life, right? And this will probably be the most genuine words that I'll say to you, is that this is your life and it's your dream and it's up to you to capture it and share it with the world, right? The reason why me and Brian we could get on a hangout like this is because we've envisioned our success. We've envisioned the things that we've accomplished already in our businesses before they actually happen, right? Like you'll never become a millionaire until you view yourself as a millionaire. Until you like sit there and visualize on a consistent basis you becoming a millionaire. Because the more that you visualize and the more that you see yourself walking around as a millionaire, right, the more you're embedding in your subconscious mind and your self-image of what it is that you want to do. Or maybe you just want to be a six-figure earner, right? That's pretty easy, guys. And what you need to know and understand is that everything is entirely up to you, and it's all about you making powerful decisions. It's all about you aligning yourself with people who are smarter than you. That's one of the biggest breakthroughs that I personally had in my business, because for quite some time, for quite a few years, I'll be honest, I had a huge ego where I thought I knew everything. And what was funny is that the more that I thought I knew everything, the less I really knew and the less money I actually made. So when I humbled up and when I said, this person knows what I want to know, right, this person is smarter than me, I'm going to get in the room with them and I'm going to ask them a couple questions, right? I'm going to get out to a live event. I'm going to quiz this person and ask them as many questions as I can in a short period of time. And what really would get transferred to me is a belief, right? I was literally talking to, Justin Brangia a little bit earlier today through Facebook because he had put out a new training video. And I was watching his training video. Not only was I watching it to get training, but I was watching to see how he did it. And I sent out a message to him just like, bro, I appreciate you for what you just put out because it just showed me a couple of things that I could use in my business to tweak a couple different things to literally create more sales in my business up front. And he was just like, learn, do, teach, brother. And I was like, what's funny? The more I learn, the more I do, and the more I teach, the more money I make working less. So if you want to know the magical secret, right, to going out and creating results, to creating autopilot signups in your business, to literally, be getting ready for a hangout and then have like notifications. I know it's kind of bright right there, but notifications about people joining your business, right? And you can tell I really don't care about phones because my phone screen is cracked. I got an Android, but if you can see that, I don't know if you can see it right now, but I know you saw it before. There was, I had someone literally sign up in my business earlier before I got in this hangout, and not only did they sign up, right, they invested in themselves more, they invested in themselves again, right, and they said, I'm serious, I'm in the game, I'm willing to pull out my credit card and buy because I want success, because I want the information that you have, James. I want to have your value. I want to have your knowledge so that I can go out and grow my business. And you're probably in that place. I mean, let's just be real. You're in that place, right? So the question is, are you going to be the person who says, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to invest myself, and I'm going to invest in myself today, James. I am going to get started right now. I'm going to take action. I'm going to literally pull out my credit card and buy right now because I want this. I want success. I want to be able to live my dreams within the next, 12 to 18 months or even sooner, right? It is totally up to you as far as the time frame goes. You got to enjoy the process. You got to enjoy the journey, but you got to take action, right? You got to take action. And until you take action, you're never going to be on the path to success, my friend, because that is the difference. You can learn all day, right? You can look up stuff on YouTube for free all day. But you want to know the secret to really having success? It's pulling out your credit card and investing in yourself and loving that process and then getting in alignment with a mentor that can help you go out and grow your business. Brian, I don't know where you're at, brother, but let's wrap this up right now. And the people who are serious, whether you're watching this live, whether you're watching this on recording, right, there's probably a button below this video. Click that button and get started today. Whoever referred you to this video, whether it was Brian, whether it was myself, whether it was one of our team members who got you in front of this training video, this training that we decided to put on for you, make the decision to get started today. Make the decision to buy. Make the decision to join our teams so that we can help you go out and grow your business faster and simpler up until this point, my friend. But, I want to give it back over to you. If you have any last thoughts that you want to share before we wrap it up, bro.
Honestly, I think now's a good time to wrap it up. Pretty much everything. I think pretty much everything is covered, but yeah, I mean, I just want to stress the importance of really just having that confidence and believing in yourself. And sometimes it could be a little tough, sometimes it could be a little difficult, because I know when I first got started, I was having a whole bunch of family problems. It's solved now, but sometimes you just have to go through that journey to determine like how strong you're going to come out, but don't feel discouraged, because you're going through that journey for a reason, and that's why people like me and James are here to help you go through that without having to figure everything out for yourself.
Awesome, awesome. We've been through what you're going through, so just know that and understand it. Stuff is hard, man. Stuff is hard, but it becomes easy and it becomes simple once you say, I'm open and I'm ready and I'm willing to do whatever it takes. So do whatever it takes, my friend. Go below this video, get started, click the button, pull out your credit card, set up your username, your password, and purchase right now. And I look forward to seeing you on the inside. Brian, I appreciate you. I love you, bro. Everyone that's watching this live, we love you and appreciate you. Make the decision to join right now. And for those of you that are watching the recording, right, why are you still watching? Go below, click the link. We'll see you on the inside. And then someone comes on last minute. So whoever just came on right now, you need to watch this recording right now, okay? But you need to watch this recording right now, and then after watching the recording, buy. Matter of fact, no. The person that just came on, you need to click the button below this video right now, get started, then watch the recording, okay? Because you came in at the right time, and you need to make a decision. So love you and appreciate you. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.